Missed it by that much.
Ravenclaw. Hello, welcome to the channel, y'all. I'm Orrinn, and tonight I'm exhausted and I think I have a bout of food poisoning. So stream almost didn't happen tonight. And yeah. I don't feel awesome. But I figured, I said I'd stream Survivor. I can stream it for a little bit. So here I am. I think I'm stabilized for the moment. But, you know, is what it is. How are you guys all doing? What's going on? Oh my gosh, the conversation, the situation that happened in chat was just perfect. So let's see here. Airline comes in, says hi and everything. Does some cute emote, dancey emote. Listen, like a little shimmy. And Anti came in and nabbed first. Anti, congrats on first. Well done, sir. Well done. And then I was like, she's going, nope, Anti, like she's first, right? And I'm like, quick, Airline, there's a second. Get second. And then Lotu came in and missed it by that much. It was so funny. Oh. Oh my gosh. Hi. Hi, how was your games?
Oh, we lost.
Oh, you lost bad? Oh no. Oh, Kylaris is an old lady now. Played against a whole bunch of young whippersnappers, lost her volleyball game. Well, welcome back. Did you have fun? She goes, yeah, it was all right. She's been doing this for like 15 years, and it's like, it's all right, whatever. So anyway. Oh my gosh. Anyway, what is going on? Yeah, Lotu, nice. Lotu said, oh great, now I feel bad. It was for Airline. No, I mean, it's for whoever gets it. You got it. Swooped in like swooped in like a Ravenclaw, you know that's right. Lotu, I thought it was funny though how you were like, what'd you say, like, oh, I got that? You got that. Dude, I got that. Yeah. You got it. Well done. Well done. Oh my goodness. How are you guys all doing? What is going on? Let's see. Yeah, Airline, Anti, Lotu, Willis. What's up, Willis? I think I will accept the fact that I will never get 1 or 2. Yeah, me neither. Like, notifications, stream notifications do not show up on my phone very quickly. And so yeah, I never have any chance of getting first or second or anything like that on anybody's channel, so. How are you guys doing? How was your day?
Octagon Velveeta.
Big hey man. Hi Heather. Hi, no, hope you get to feeling better very quickly. Yeah, I hope so. I hope I'm already Starting to feel better. Just say it's been a rough evening. Oh, food poisoning. Was it the chili, the chips, the ice cream, dinner, or after dinner snack? I did not have an after dinner snack, let me tell you. So yeah, for lunch, I had a late lunch because we went and picked up our van from the body shop. It's all done. So that was really nice. Did that over by lunch and then came back to work and it was nuts, right? So by the time I felt like I could actually step away, you know, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. So I went and ate leftover chili, and I'm wondering if that's what got me. I've had chili left over for lunch like the last couple of days. I don't know, anyway. And I was, you know, and I had a little bowl of ice cream after that. But, oh, side note, I always eat chili. I gotta eat white chicken chili with chips. I gotta have the salt factor with, like, tortilla chips. So anyway, had some ice cream with that. Dinner comes around. We had to eat a little early because Ben had soccer practice, and I kind of wasn't hungry at that point, but I sort of thought, it's dinner, you know, whatever, just won't stuff myself. Well, apparently anything was stuffing myself, and I was like, I started feeling really bad, and I like cleaned up my place and went and laid down in bed and slept for like an hour. I felt so bad. So anyway, what's up, Mark? What is that on your head? A hat. A hat and headphones. Why? Why something on my head? I didn't know there were any redeems for those. It's all good, Airlie, but now you do. Now you do, and now you have an opportunity to beat these punks. So, you know, heads up. Turgo, what's going on, man? Turgo, how are you? Doing pretty good. I'll probably be lurking here and hanging with the Buggy's Portal shenanigans. Cool, sounds good, man. Sounds good. You want chili? It was really good chili. It was one of Kylaris's best. So, Lufia, hello. How's your morning going, guys? You should have just waited to eat. I did that yesterday. Yeah, I probably should have. Want me to time him out? Always. Always. Little brothers, am I right? And now no one else will ever get first again. Oh, man. We're on a bus headed back to the hotel. Nice. Last day in Disney, home tomorrow. Awesome, man. I hope you guys have a good trip home. Have you guys had a good time? Tell Rochelle and Biz I say, hey. Hope they're having fun. Let's get switched over to the game, you guys. I'm working on trying to do shorter intros before we get into the game. Like, it's a goal of mine not to, you know, not to get away from like interacting with everybody and reading chat and stuff and like kind of giving an update about, oh, hey, what our day was like and what was your day like and everything like that. But I want to try and get to the game a little bit sooner. So, because you know me, I will wax poetic for a while. Whoa, under 10 minutes, new stream. Who dis? I know, right? I told you I'm gonna try. It's a goal of mine. Great time, but we did a lot ready to be home. Yeah, that's fair, Mark. I think when you're there that long and you're doing that much, right? Like, it's awesome and it's really fun, but it's also exhausting. And at some point it's like, oh, okay, this was great. And I'm not detracting from that, but I'm ready to go home. So that's fair. Well, good. I'm glad you guys have had a great time. Are mom and dad picking you up tomorrow? Like, what's happening with that? Where are you flying into? Like, local? Don't say where, but like local or like where you left from. Within 10 minutes, good job, thank you. Oh, you actually plan to finish this game? Nah, I think I'll play it into perpetuity. I'll drag it out as long as I possibly can, and I'm 41, almost 42, so I only have so many years left to go. Make sure you remember to try when I'm there. Yes, I will, for sure. What's up, Peripherus? How you doing? Survived a hurricane. Yeah, you did. Oh, yeah, didn't hit us, though, to be honest. All right, I'm off for now. All right, Mark, have a good trip home. Take it easy. You guys, my brother. Yeah, messing with Texas is, so I'm the oldest, and then messing with Texas is the next child of my parents, and then Endrag, who you guys have met before with finals stuff. And then my two sisters. So What's up, Buggy? Goose? How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for the lurk. Mrs. Buggy, hello! Buggy, go back to your stream, right? I mean, you can hang out if you want, but, you know, I understand obligations, too. I don't remember what we were doing, y'all. I don't remember which way we were going. Yeah, how's everybody doing? How's your week? We got our van back, which means I've got to go back to the office tomorrow, which I'm never thrilled about, but is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Where's my objective? There's another spot over here. Probably gonna want to go to that at some point. I think we're just exploring around here. So let's get up there. I got in the van today and said, "My baby." I believe it. Yeah, I think we all kind of missed the van.
Enemy located.
Nowhere to run to. The kids were like fist pumping at the van when I picked them up. Yeah! Oh no, we've already been here. That's the shortcut. But this is where we want to be. Don't mind if I do. Did he just pull that bar of clothing into his chest? Sounds good, Kylars. Thanks for the lurk. Yeah, what's everybody up to? What's going on? Give me the deets. Tell me how your day's going. Haven't I already done this? I've already done this. How? Wasn't I supposed to get up here somehow? Oh, it was just that spot. It was just here. So I got that. All right. All right, let's go. I've done all this.
Hello there.
I'm modding 2 channels at the same time while playing V-Rising, shakes fist at Selfish Lock. And saying hi to the wife who just came home. Oh, nice. Tell Mrs. Goose I say hi. Hope she's doing well. That's cool, man. I mean, Goose, multitasking. Awesome work. I can't multitask. Big Am, thanks for the 10 stream streak. Really appreciate it. Dutch people love vans so much they shove it in the middle of their name. You know what's funny about that? Kylaris loved that. Kylaris loved that. She's laughing. That was great. That was Peripherous. Kylaris said that was a good one, Peripherous. Why isn't my son of a biscuit? You gotta be kidding me. My I can't put it on the lost all that chat. I can't put it on the social stream on the screen. It's so dumb. I need my old chat on screen thing back. That was way better. Mrs. Amish, what's going on? How are ya? How's your evening? Yeah, Dutch people love vans so much they shove it in the middle of their name. It's interesting because van means from in Dutch. So we're driving around in a from. What? Interact.
There's no emotion.
Will want to take a
There
look
is
at it.
peace.
Great, how are you? I'm doing all right. I'm really tired. I didn't sleep super awesome last night. Kind of my own doing, my own making. But I'm okay. Got a little bit of nap time in. And but then I feel like I got a little bit of food poisoning. So there's that. Is the game choppy or is it the stream? Game, yep. Wow, I can't type tonight, today. No, you're all good, man. Yeah, it's probably the game. It's probably the game. Ugh. I don't want to turn the graphics down anymore, but naps are good. Food poisoning, not so much. I hate napping. It happens a little more often now that I'm older, but I actually kind of hate napping because sometimes, you know, I mean, you're the mother of a 1-year-old and other children, so you know how it is. But sometimes you just gotta. But like, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of napping. It makes me feel like kind of worse actually in some ways, but yeah, it was definitely needed today. Food poisoning, not good. Yeah, so do I, Airline. I don't know what it is, but... Wow, you guys are punks! They're dead. No more bacon and egg pie for you. Yeah, I can relate to food poisoning. Oh, what if I say? Yeah, I can relate to food poisoning. Every time Era cooks, it's like rolling the dice. Oh my gosh. You guys, if you guys don't know Erla and Lufaya yet, you should go check out Erla's channel. They are really fun. And this is their sense of humor, and it's so bantery and like... And I always joke around. I'm like, and that was the last time we ever saw Lufaya. What you got, BD? What you want from me? Oh, that guy. Kill it. Well, I hope everything from sleep to just feeling better in general for you. Yeah, thanks, Mrs. Amish. What were you up to today? No work today, right? Oh, I tried to get away. Every stream is the last time you've seen me. Technically, it's true. It's true. See, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. Oh, bacon and egg pie? That sounds delicious. Regular bacon and I don't really mix a whole lot anymore. Thanks for the shield. It might have been his arm flying by. Yeah, so I got to... Oh, the Levi did it again. I do it every time. I gotta jump again. Don't jump again, Orrinn. Don't jump again. Wait a minute. What did I do from here last time? Oh, I see. Buy me wall. Oh, her bacon and egg pie is really good though. Nice. Nice. Oh, that's right. We were considering moving on from here, I believe. And we didn't want to get too wrapped up. Whew, almost didn't make that. Is there like a secret here? But I don't know if I can push that thing back. Oh, it's back behind me. Oh, yeah. Orrinn, are you going to get that book about Blizzard? I'm interested. I'm not. Nah. I mean, I'm sure there's some interesting stuff about it, but just the simple fact of like, yeah, I mean, first of all, a lot of the finer details or generic details gets kind of released anyway.
Hey, an intruder! Attacking the enemy!
But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of whatever. Especially like spend money on it. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be interesting, but yeah, like I said, I think the finer points I'm sure will be covered in like YouTube videos and whatever. And not to mention too, it's like I kind of already know that they suck now, so so it's like, yeah. Am I supposed to just jump here and get carried by the wind? Yep, sure am.
I could use a break.
Time Warden Bridge. Gonna rest. Thanks, Airline. Appreciate that.
Okay.
How are you guys
I'm
doing
ready.
this morning? What's going on? I'm gonna go this way first.
Hello there.
Hey, Death Star, how you doing, man? What's going on, buddy? Y'all, I feel like kind of deflated. You know what I mean? Like, it's worn out.
I did what I could, but there is an Imperial unit up ahead. Thought I should warn
Hey,
you.
Cheese.
Sounds good. Lead the way.
That's a big guy. Now I'm thinking I should have gone the other way a minute ago. Hold on. The baby's napping, Lou's at the gym, and I have 4 lessons later. Oh, busy day. How long are lessons usually? Like, how long are each lessons? Clever thinking, fun puzzle. What's that, Cheese? Which one? Jumpy? Cheese, how are you? What's going on, man? I'm doing better, but now my wife has COVID again, and she just can't seem to catch a break. Oh, that sucks. Hope she feels better soon. Nixon made cream cheese frosting, and I'm currently licking the beaters. Don't judge, you would too. Oh, absolutely. 40 minutes for kids and hour for adults. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, busy day, Holmes. Busy day. Is that where I came? That's not where I came into this, is it? Ah, I can't climb down there. I can't climb down there, so it doesn't matter. We're going this way. I think my team tomorrow is actually like going.
Hello there.
I think my team is actually going to some event thing or whatever that I didn't sign up to go to. So actually, my day tomorrow is probably going to be pretty chill. Hey, look at me destroying all these ancient priceless artifacts. What's going on with you, man? How's your night? No. No.
Damage resistant. Cannot run.
What? I don't want to pull the big guy. I think that actually worked.
Target hit. Target is slick. Damage taken.
Did the Empire find a way into the temple yet?
No. But I have heard imps talking of a new excavation machine.
Let's move.
I'm interested in the StarCraft shooter game they're possibly making. That's cool.
Where are you going?
Where am I going? I'm going this way.
Ravenclaw.
I want to see what's going on here. What's up, Gusty? How you doing, man? Orrinn, it's Tuesday. I know, dude. It's bonus. It's bonus stream day for Survivor. I have announced this. Gusty, how are you doing, man? What's going on? What is up, buddy? Hello, what have we here? Shortcut? What? How do I turn off all these flippin' shields? Okay, looks like this just goes back around. I think BD ends up getting something that disrupts that. About to pick up the but to pick up the girls from Girl Scouts, so I'll be back. That's cool, man. Have a safe trip. Wait, it is Tuesday, man. Being sick sure makes me lose days and even weeks. Yeah. Orrinn, what is your opinion on Jar Jar Binks? Do you think he's a good character? No, I don't. I think in a lot of ways, to me, he feels the most plot planted, if that makes sense. Like, obviously, you know, you hope you write your characters that sort of the plot serves them in a way, you know what I mean? But still, you know, you have a story to tell and you need characters to fit into there. You just want it to feel natural, right? Jar Jar to me feels the most like we need a goofy character for the kids, and we also need somebody completely stupid that can be more easily and blatantly manipulated at the end. You know what I mean? Like, and like also I was older too when those came out, and so like I know some people who were younger when they came out are a little more endeared to Jar Jar Binks, and I'm just not. I don't know. So I find what they did with him incredibly boring. I always get the feeling that George had originally greater purpose, like ideas of a greater purpose for him, even if it was just a little more plot relevancy. But I think after the first movie, he noped out of there from the reaction to Jar Jar, right? Because people reacted strongly. Now, I think it's ridiculous the kind of behavior that was directed towards Ahmed Best. I think that is unacceptable. It's pretty stupid. Dude was playing a character in Star Wars. He didn't write the character. He didn't direct it. You know, he did what they asked him to do, and like the kind of people that go out there and harass Ahmed Best about it, I think are ridiculous. But or in having moments of ridiculousness. But anyway, but yeah, I don't really like the character. I think he's kind of a weak character. I would have really liked it, and I've said this before many times. Gusty doesn't like it when I say this, but I would have really liked it if Jar Jar had been Plagueis, because I think that would have been really cool, having Palpatine manipulating the Senate and, you know, and kind of the home turf, and Jar Jar or Darth Plagueis manipulating the situation on Naboo even further, right? Like the machinations happening surrounding Naboo. Palpatine was involved. That's his home planet. It would have been interesting if Plagueis had been Jar Jar, because then also that's his home planet, and maybe it would have been really easy then for him to identify a young Force-sensitive Palpatine, right? He's just visiting home, happens to notice, you know, some weird things or whatever. Yeah, I think that would have given some more depth to the character for sure, and it would have explained the extreme bumblingness, right? It was like if it was an act. So I've always been kind of on the side of, like, for years now, like Darth Jar Jar, like Darth Plagueis, but yeah, otherwise no, I think he's kind of a weak character. I think, like, with the original trilogy, it was so natural that we kind of fell in love with them as a group, as like sort of a family unit. And I feel like George tried to recreate that somewhat in the original, or in the prequels, and didn't quite get it. You know, I don't think that was his main goal, right? Like, you need Anakin and Obi-Wan to have that relationship. Obviously you need to get Anakin and Padme together, which that was all creepy, but it's kind of intentionally creepy, but it still feels really weird. You know, like she's a very smart woman. Like, I don't know, it's like, oh, you know, it's just the one thing she's like, you know, I do everything right. Now I'm going for the bad boy, you know, the forbidden boyfriend. But anyway, you know, so that's not the same sort of situation as the original trilogy, and it doesn't have to be. I'm just saying, you know, you just don't get that feel, and then it's made even worse in the sequels. The sequels try to legitimately, like, not even very veiled, force you to believe that there's the relationship there between their cast of main characters and what we had in the original trilogy. And the original trilogy was so natural, like it felt so good, it played out well. You know, we believed that they had become a family unit through shared experience and things like that, you know, rising above their, you know, their personal pitfalls and things like that, right? And character flaws. You don't get that at all in the sequels. It's just forced down your throat, basically. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know how Jar Jar was really supposed to, I don't know what George sort of envisioned at the time, like how Jar Jar would fit into that. Because I definitely don't think he fit into kind of the family unit type of thing that I think George was trying to create again. But all of that was so in flux, right? Anyway, that, yeah. That's a really good topic. No, I don't think Jar Jar ended up being a good character. And that doesn't even necessarily have to do with his bumbling idiocy and his annoying characteristics, because you can write somebody like that and still have them be a well-written character, right? That serves a purpose within the story somehow. And I mean, Jar Jar essentially, like, let's throw him in there. He's funny. Kids will love him. You know, he's bumbling. He brings some levity to everything going on, you know, the serious nature of the topic and stuff. But oh, a lot of people really hate him. Now let's, like, kind of sweep him aside. And then he just comes in at the very end like, oh, I'm being manipulated by this tiny little conversation that Palpatine had with Masamita while Padme is off doing stuff. And you know what? Now I'm going to do something that I know Padme is completely against, but it's for the greater good because I'm an idiot. You know, like, it just, I don't know. It just doesn't feel good. You know, it doesn't feel like a good, it just doesn't feel good. So it's good. It's a good question. Yeah, Gussie, what have you done? Oh boy, here we go. I wanted to say I'm not really interested in Star Wars, but when you explain it, it's way more in-depth and interesting than I realized. Airlie, it really is. I think the thing is like, when you're catching snippets of it, or, you know, you're kind of like watching it for the first time, obviously it's all being kind of fed to you on a surface. You're kind of taking it in almost a little more on a surface level. The more you kind of dig into it, and I've read, like, even the prequels don't bother me as much as some people, because I've read the book adaptations, and the book adaptations of the sequel, or of the prequels, are amazing. Conversely, the book adaptations of the sequels are horrible. They're terrible. I was hoping they would do for the sequels what the prequel books did for the prequel movies for me, and really enhance them, and actually they were worse. It was like telling the same story, but they left little things out. And it's like, how is this better? So anyway, yeah, there's a lot going on there, Aralai. It is not a shallow story. There's a lot going on there, and the great thing is it's about family, and I love that. Like, it's about family. Just trying to delay Jedi Survivor as much as possible. Why would you do that? At first I thought we got a short answer, then he got warmed up. It's true. It's true. Nothing about the sequels seemed natural. Truth. Star Wars is such a classic story of good versus evil, and how everybody has the capacity for either. I love it. Yeah, that's the thing too. It does have that. It does have the, you know, it's not like, oh, we're just bad to be bad. Like, there's politics involved. There's selfish feelings on personal levels. There's other things that drive circumstance. There's all kinds of stories of different motivations for why people choose to do what they do. And the thing is too, is it never presents it as, like, they try to tell you in there, like, Vader's like, I'm too far gone. You can't redeem me. I'm too far gone. You might as well just give up. You can't save me. Right? So within the context, within the actual story, someone is saying they can't be redeemed, but the whole story is basically anyone can be redeemed, right? And I think that's really cool. So again, when we talk about Luke redeeming, why am I losing internet? Can you guys see me? Why is my internet dropping? I think it's back. So yeah, when we talk about, I won't get all into it, but when we talk about, like, Vader's redemption arc, right? And it is literally the love of his wife represented in the presence of his son just being there, finding out he has a daughter as well, and then the fact that Luke will die. He will willingly die to redeem his dad, and that is the coolest. That is the coolest sort of redemption story, right? And that's what turns him. So he was in conflict anyway, but then to see that, you know, hey, no matter what I've done, this kid loves me, and he will literally die to redeem me. Like, that's incredible. That's awesome. Let's see here. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, even young Annie's actor got abuse. Yeah, he did. He really did. Like, I'm not into this, like, okay, I don't like this movie, or I don't like this character, let's go attack the actor. That is immature, absolutely asinine, incredibly ridiculous behavior, right? Like, the character isn't the actor isn't the character. And even if there's a level of association, right? Because, like, you know, I look at Mark Hamill, that's Luke Skywalker to me, right? But, like, Mark Hamill isn't Luke Skywalker. And so it's like, you know, my personal feelings towards an actor should have no bearing on their character that they played in a movie, right? So, at least not in that regard. Like, oh, I don't like this. It's Rose Tycho, played by, oh, what's her name? I can't remember. Something, can't remember. Shoot. I usually remember her name. But anyways, she got a ton of crap too in the sequels. And it's like, yeah, I don't like the sequels. I didn't like Rose Tycho, the character. I thought that was a really weird shoehorned in character to divert Finn away from Rey and them having a romantic relationship because now they want Rey Kylo. But I'm not Kelly Marie Tran. Kelly Marie Tran. But I'm not mad at Kelly Marie Tran. So anyway. Misa gonna tell you the tale of Darth Plagueis the Wise. Well, see, that's Kyloris. If he had been, my vision would be to have him suddenly drop the accent and be far more menacing sounding. Thankfully, he was unaware of it mostly as a child. Yeah, yep. Yeah, his mom's come out and said, yeah, he really wasn't aware of that. Like, he's got different situations going, I think, that are more genetic, whatever, so. Okay, Orrinn, next decide who is Brandon Sanderson. Whatever, Lufaya. Oh, whatever. Lufaya doesn't want to see any gameplay, apparently. Apparently not. Dark Jar Jar is real. What's up, Emmys? How you doing? I mean, according to the Lego What If, or whatever the heck that is. At least the FPS is high and the game is smooth when he stood still. It's true. It's true. That's how I should play this all the time. It's because he knew what he was doing, Orrinn. A fool or an evil genius? That's what I'm saying, Emmys. I mean, you've heard it before from me. That's what I'm saying. Should have been that. I like his character was just, yeah, not a good character. I do not think well done. Not well done. I don't remember what it's like to only know Star Wars on a surface level. We've been married a long time and I know too much. Yeah, yep. I do like hearing analysis though. Yeah, Airlie, it's fascinating. It's one of the reasons why I love Star Wars so much, really, because it has so many cool elements. It has the surface level stuff, like here's spaceships and space battles. Here's this cool laser sword. Here's these guys doing magic in space, right? Like sci-fi with magic. That's amazing. You know, like it has all these cool elements, but the story itself is really vast and deep. And it is only continued to grow more and more vast, and deep. Although lately I feel like it's less deep and more vast, but whatever. But anyway, it is a very rich story, and that's the thing I really love about it. You're revealing too many secrets? Am I? Oh no. The problem with Star Wars is there's too much sand and I hate it. It's whatever purpose. There are some actors I can't stand watching though. Well, yeah, that's fair, Airlie, but that's different than I'm mad at this. I don't like this character. So like that's, you can say, okay, somebody's acting was bad, but also there's a little bit of directing involved in that too, I feel like, because it's up to the director to decide, is this a good take or not? Is this one we're going to keep or not? Is this an opportunity for me to go in there and coach what I expect from these actors? There are bad actors, right? Or there are actors that have bad scenes, bad moments, whatever, right? They're human too. But I don't like Rose Tycho, the character, and I don't like why she was inserted into the story, but that's not Kelly Marie Tran's fault. And even if she did some bad acting there, and I'm not saying she did, I'm just saying, like, even if she were a bad actor and or got bad directing in that, and they said, yep, you're good, we're keeping this, let's move on. Even if that's the case, I feel like in my brain, that's separate from, I didn't like this character. So, you know, you've got people razzing on Jar Jar Binks or Jake Lloyd, who's a kid, you know what I mean, because they don't like the characters. They don't like what's happening in their story, and that's what they're so fervently against. That's what they're so fervently upset about. That's not the actor. That's not the actor. And I'm not going to go write something horrible, you know, about them or to them or at them, whatever, because I'm mad about what's happening in a movie or a TV show, right? Like, nah. I'm going to choose to be a grown-up and understand the difference between, you know, real life people, you know, and, you know, whether I agree with their lifestyle or their choices or whatever, you know, whatever on a personal level, they're still people, and I'm not going to go after them as people. I'm going to keep that separate from the character that they actually play. You know what I mean? The Rey-Kylo relationship was so weird to me. Kylo was a jerk the whole time, trying to murder her, and then he's nice once, and they're all kissy, haha, poor Stormtrooper guy who was nice to her the whole time. Yeah, I could get into a deep dive of why I think they did that, and how I don't think they really pulled off what they were going for in any kind of a satisfactory way, but I've stood here for long enough. So maybe that's a topic for another time. I would love to talk about, maybe sometime I just do like a Star Wars just chatting. I don't know, but that's a whole nother topic that I could say a lot. I could say a lot about, but I don't like what they were trying to do with it. I think it was a stupid move, and I don't think they even pulled off what they were trying to do with all of that. And it was not satisfying. It felt very weird. It did seem like a forced relationship, but Disney really did Finn wrong, almost as bad as they did Rose. Man, yeah, again, don't get me started. What they did to Finn is an absolute travesty of character development and writing, and the people who decided to do that are ridiculous. Like, you're professional writers who get paid for this? Like, what? But I gotta think there were higher ups that were calling the shots on that. It probably wasn't even the writers. It was probably people higher up going, yeah, we need to do this. You're going to write this, right? Isn't it pronounced Tico? Maybe. Rose Tico? Tycho? I always said Tycho. Tico? Finn should obviously have been a Jedi and not doing pointless house race side quest. Finn, in my opinion, should have been the main character. Yeah. Finn, in my opinion, should have been the main character. I thought John Boyega, his acting was great. I think he was told to run around and yell Rey a whole bunch. That's not on John Boyega's acting. That was the writing. That was the directing. That's what he was told to do. That's not on John Boyega. John Boyega, I don't think, is a bad actor. At least not in this. When they gave him more of his own arc in Force Awakens, I thought he acted that really well. I really, in fact, I think in a lot of ways, he was one of the best actors in the sequels. And you can see that when they actually give him things to do. Yeah. So anyway, I could get into that. That's a whole nother topic. What a disappointment. That's probably my biggest disappointment. I think that's my biggest disappointment in the entire sequel trilogy is what they did to Finn. Stupid. They had such an interesting arc sitting right in front of them and they just screwed it up. Anyone can be a Jedi, so we brought back Sidious. Right, jeez, right. Oh, nope. Oh, man, yeah, maybe sometime we do a deep dive. Maybe someday we do a just chatting deep dive on Star Wars. But not really. It was just so we could have Reylo smooch. Yeah. Like, I naturally shipped Rey and Kylo, but it wasn't convincing. I wish we hadn't. I wish we hadn't gotten that. But you know what I do? You know what I am glad we got? A Ninja Weasel Plays Raid. Ninja Weasel, what is going on, man? How are ya? Welcome in. What's up, buddy? Welcome in, everyone coming in with Ninja Weasel. How you doing? I'm Orrinn. Typically stream with my wife, Kylaris, if you don't already know us. We're a family-friendly variety streaming duo. Tonight is actually a bonus night, not usually scheduled, but it's my bonus night to get some Jedi Survivor in, so welcome in. Super glad to have you. We were just having a Star Wars lore conversation a little bit. I tend to get really wrapped up in those conversations. I got a lot to say. My stream is more about chatting than anything, really, but I do try to play a game in the background to facilitate new experiences and things like that, new conversations. But yeah, welcome in. Ninja Weasel, how was your stream?
Brilliant.
Admiral Ender, hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Glad to have you. Hope you enjoy not just the stream, but also this community. This community is fantastic. Great group of people. Super chill. Really great people to talk to. Yeah, welcome in. Rey should have been turned. Finn becomes the main character. Luke dies, but redeems Kylo to become Finn's master. I mean, I could get on board with some of that. Then they team up and return Rey to the light side and beat Snoke. Yeah. I feel like those movies were already cliche enough. They were already...
Hello there.
You know? They were already super derivative, and I feel like doing another redemptive arc like that would just be the same old. So, I don't know. Yeah, I have thoughts. It was real awkward at the end when it turned out I was wrong about them being siblings or not. Oh, jeez. I don't know if I want to deep dive into the sequels. I know, right, Cheese? Yo, Ninja Weasel, right? Welcome in. I wouldn't want to block the Ninja Weasel. Doing well tonight, kicking off Spooktober with some Phasmophobia. That's cool, man. Nice. You guys, Ninja Weasel is on our family-friendly streamer list on Linktree. You should go check him out. Super great guy. Really, really like Ninja Weasel. He's a good dude. I love when we deep dive some lore. I know, Emmys. I should, if you guys are interested, I would totally do some just chattings. Like, obviously not all the time. Like, I want to play games. But you guys kind of get little snippets for free. But like, if you guys wanted, like, I could do some just chattings where we talk lore, like Harry Potter lore, Star Wars lore, all kinds of stuff. Why isn't that banning? Hold on a second, y'all. Gotta refresh my chat. You dumb bots, you can't give me the best viewers because I already have them. You got what? You got the second one? Did I get the first one? Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Got him. Hi, Ninja Weasel just killed me with 4 different ghosts in Phasmophobia. Ender, that's amazing. Ender, is your name inspired by Ender's Game? Wow, what a mind trip of a book. Oh, I can't say it's Ender's Game is weird because it's like, it's a good book, but I can't say I enjoyed it. It was brutal. And I mean, like, that's the point, right? Like that's why it's a good book, because that's the point. It's brutal. The twist at the end is nuts. Like, I don't think you're supposed to leave that book feeling good. I mean, I was glad I read it, but like, never again. But it's a great book. It is well written. May or may not have been on purpose. Well, I believe that. I believe it was on purpose. Show me a sign. Where are you? How old are you? Oh my gosh. You're interested? Oh, nice, Airlight. Thanks. Community Just Chatting Challenge, right? But also books too. Yeah. Orrinn's Lore Hour. I love the lore. We've talked about Murph always called me Lauren. Lorrinn. Yeah, it's been almost an hour. Has it really? I have not been chatting almost an hour. It's impossible to deep dive into the sequels. It's too shallow. You'll just hit rock bottom. Oh, taking shots. I like all of them except the last one, which I feel like he just wrote to get more money and ruin the ending he already had. What are you talking about, Ender? Are you talking about Ender's Game? Like the series of books? I've read the first one. I've read about the others. Yeah, some of that was really weird. All right, Marin, let's do this thing.
Marin?
One moment.
Still impressive.
I know you do, Lufaya. I mean,
Of my powers, Cal Kestis.
I'm definitely loving the kind of that heavier
Can you
combat style.
Not without some help.
Then it is good this path was designed to guide the wind.
Nice. Orrinn's Lore does sound like a good podcast name.
Over
Yeah.
here, Cal.
What?
What are these things?
I'm not entirely sure, but they're sensitive to the Force.
Then what are you waiting for?
They're sensitive to the Force? What does that mean? The last Book of Enders game, he added talking birds and aliens that could have been a good new enemy, but were just other humans. Oh, and Ender was dead. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I vaguely remember reading about those. It was like I finished Ender's Game and I was like, oh man, this was incredibly written. I really don't feel great and I don't know if I can keep doing this to myself. And so I didn't read more. But -5 out of 10? Wow. Yeah. How would these be sensitive to the Force?
Hear that?
The ruins are singing.
It's coming from that chamber.
Then you must find a way in.
Okay, platform down there. Is that grippy rocks? I'm sure I don't want to fall. I'm gonna end up having to jump here. Hold on. Yeah, that's got to be the way to go. It was stuck? Was interesting. Hello, what have we here? Well, that's cool. Admiral Ender, is that the inspiration for your name, or is it from something else? It's getting late for me, so I'm off to bed. Have a great rest of your stream. I will try to catch your next one. Yeah, awesome. We'd glad to have you back. Yeah, it is. Okay, awesome, cool. Well, hey, I hope you get some rest. Good to see you. Good to meet you. Have a good one. Thanks for coming in with Ninja Weasel. It's a great dude. Made it by the skinnier knees. I sure did. I don't have kneecaps left. They're gone.
All this way. Just to die?
No treasure's worth dying for.
After trespassing in the path's most sacred of chambers, looters receive their just reward. Looters? I was gonna laugh if the echo was just, ah! Why is this the most sacred chamber? Oh no! It's, I think it was made without a head on purpose because that's what they were doing when they were attacked. I think this is gonna be a fight. Oh gosh, I thought it was falling into a pit at first. Dang.
Glad we found this before the Empire could.
That statue has unlimited power. It sure did.
This place is strong in the Force.
The force of wind. I'm not going to be able to pull that one yet.
So these ruins do sink.
Okay, The music there was really cool. I really like that because it sort of incorporated the sound of the wind going through those things. That was fun. I liked it. What's up, CB? Master Orrinn, you survived! CB, what's up, buddy? I dig the music. I really do. Dig the music. Oh, don't leave her. Oh, Emmys, me too, for sure. It really can make or break, you know, it can make or break stuff. Scene, whatever. Don't jump again. Oh. Where are we going?
We gotta take this storm head on. Brace yourself, BD.
That, yeah. Oh, yeah. Jeez, that was amazing. That was really cool. Okay, we can't... It doesn't look like we can... Why is it saying that's a red door? We can't go that way. Hey, what's up, Sloth? How's it going, man? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Welcome in, Raiders. If you don't already know me, hi. I'm Orrinn. Typically stream with my wife, Kylaris. We are a family-friendly variety streaming duo. We're super glad to have you. Tonight is my bonus night where I'm doing Jedi Survivor. Super fun game. Yoshi, hello, welcome back in. How you doing? Wait, Yoshi, I've seen your name before. It says first time chatter. Yoshi, I feel like we've talked. Maybe in Slothbeards, but welcome in. How are you? Thank you so much for coming in with Slothbeard. Hey, CCB, how are you? Good evening, Master Jedi, aka Future Podcaster, man. Crackle Jacks. Ooh, that is a fun name to say. Welcome in. How are you? How are you tonight? Battle Beef. Battle Beef, hello. Welcome back in. What's going on? I never got to hop in while you were live. Oh, gotcha. That's cool. Yeah, I was like, I know that name. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Orrinn does have a voice for podcasting. I mean, maybe someday I'll do it. Who knows? I feel like I need a podcast partner, but and like in like a certain format, you know what I mean? Like it's gotta work. But and a face for radio, you got that right. Be your first listener. Thanks, Sloth. Appreciate that, man. Sloth, how was your stream? What were you guys up to? What's going on, buddy? Thank you so much for sharing your chat, your community with us. The Orrinn podcast would be a hit. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You never know with that kind of stuff. It's fickle. It was great. Did some Echoes of Wisdom. Oh, nice. That has been really fun to watch, dude. What was it? The whole family the other day. Like, we all sat down and watched. It was a really good time.
Welcome back.
Cal hits his head, flashback.
The Imperial labor camp on Maza.
The garrison's half empty. We can strike before reinforcements arrive.
Sounds promising, but Marin and Grease haven't made it back to the ship yet.
As soon as they do, I'll scout ahead and they can rest on the Mantis.
You know they'll never allow themselves to rest if you're in danger. You never give up. And that's what inspires all of us. But you have to remember that where you lead, they will follow.
I know I've been pushing recently, but ever since Grease
What
got
happened
hurt...
to Grease is not your fault. But ever since then, you've been reckless.
I keep worrying about something bad happening to one of you.
It's good to acknowledge your fear. Don't let it determine your path.
She's a good mom.
Focus on the moment. Choose your direction and act with certainty. And trust that, whatever the odds, you'll pull through. Cal, trust yourself.
The footsteps in the ship sound really good.
Exactly.
Did he listen to her? Doesn't seem like it. Kaz. That was Cal and Grease mixed. How'd we end up here? Jump and press V to dash. Dash to jump farther and through wind gusts. Were we supposed to do something? Oh. So apparently I ended up in a whirlwind, cracked my head on something, had a flashback where I talk with, you know, it's almost like supposed to be like the flashbacks from Fallen Order where you'd like, you know, your master's like giving you a lesson and you'd learn a new ability or something like that. It was kind of like that, but kind of not all at the same time. All we just talked about was, I mean, was it she was telling us to choose a direction and move towards it confidently? Is that what gave us this ability? Ball's a little flat there. Gets out guitar. With the sus music playing, I don't think he's going to listen to her. Yeah. I think that's what it's supposed to be, Death Star. I think that's what it's supposed to be. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, we're on the other side now.
No holding back now.
Trust yourself equals wing dash, right? Or wind dash, right? Trust yourself.
And push through.
At first I thought that was gonna start going into like the Palpatine throne room, like ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, Marin's already through. What?
Even if I don't know my next step.
Beep, beep. All right. It wasn't a flashback, it was time travel. They included it just for you, Orrinn. Get out of here, Peripherals. Hate to raid and lurk, but I gotta get prepped and ready for bed. Have a fantastic night, my friends. Hey, Sloth. It's all good, man. You know I understand. Take it easy, buddy. Thank you so much for the raid. Glad you had a great night. Hope you get some sleep, man. Take care. For some random reason, Helps is back. Again. No, CCB. No, never again.
Cal, what happened?
See for yourself.
Jeff managed.
I had a flashback. And I can do a new cool ability. It's not as cool as your teleportation, because, you know, that's
Not bad.
not how the Force works.
With me now.
Let's find out. What's the Empire up to?
They're at the temple entrance, waiting for something.
We still got time.
I haven't heard your beef with time travel yet. Are you serious, Aralai? Are you joking with me? Or are you messing? These guys only bring it up at me like all the time.
That can't be good.
It will tear that temple apart.
Ramias is still in there.
Passes Aralai art the popcorn, I know, right?
I will distract that monster.
But have you heard his pork with time travel?
See you inside.
It's bacon. I really need to get to play playing this game again. Death Star, it's so much fun. Battle Beef said, "Why does everyone have a problem with me and things?" I don't know why that's the saying. I'm sorry, Battle Beef. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe it's because you're Battle Beef and not Peace Beef. Peace Beef. Yeah, it's Battle Beef. So people have problems in battles. Kylaris. Nope, everyone talks about it though. Oh, Aralai. Here's the thing, guys. Can I explain this succinctly while still playing the game? Am I gonna be able to do that? Oh, I see. If I was a peace beef, I'd just get treated like a piece of meat. I love it. Maybe. I know, right? VOD viewers skip 1 hour. It's kind of true. Oh, I know where this is going. We're going in a loop. Did we go all the way over here just for... Yep, I know where we're going. So Airlie, here's my beef with time travel. I really, really hate it as a plot element. I cannot help but think about it too in depth. Like at this point, I feel like you know me well enough to know that my brain doesn't quit, and I will think about everything to death, right? I gotta go up? But, hold on, give me 1 second. I want to see where I have to go from here. I went that way. But that's the way I went. What? No. Well, you've had enough practice. So, Orrinn, are you saying there is zero media where they explain time travel well enough? I've said, like, the way that Harry Potter does it is one of the only ways that I find all right. Like, it makes sense in that way, but I still find it to be an annoying plot element, and I feel like it's trying to be interesting, but but more about convenience, maybe? I don't know. I'm not that big of a fan. What's a good movie that you've seen with time travel? So the way that it's done in Harry Potter is, and this is the only way that I find it relatively acceptable, is when somebody goes back in time and they were always going to go back in time, and they go back in time and perpetuate time. Time is a loop. You don't break it. You don't change it. You can't. Right? And that's the only way. I thought it was bad in Harry Potter. No, you don't have to be sorry about it. No, like the way that time travel happens in that, though, is the only way that I like it. That, not like it, but that I'm okay with it. Isn't that like Back to the Future, sort of? Back to the Future, they change things. They change things, and that's where you throw me off on it, because I can't help but sit there and go, wait, Marty makes these changes, that would have a butterfly effect, and it would not come out that way at all. Like, is this alternate dimension? Well, that's dumb. What about the people he's left in his own dimension that he's originally from? Do they not exist anymore? So their experiences are moot. Do then their experiences in an entire dimension all become about Marty and his character growth for one person? So, changing. So for me, that's the thing. If you're going to do time travel, that when you travel back in time, you are perpetuating time. You were always going to travel back in time. The things that you do back in time shape what actually happens in the older versions, use present and into the future and things like that. And that's how it was going to play out. That's the only way I'm good with it. Otherwise, you get into the butterfly effect, you get into, now you've got to come up with all kinds of reasons to like explain it away. Alternate dimensions, well, I have a problem with that, and I could go on and on about that. You know, you've got like, I don't know what some of the other, you know, like you're actually changing time. I think that gets used the most is where you're actually changing time. And that comes from like human psyche, right? Like who doesn't sit there and go, crap, I wish I would have done this differently at some point in their life, right? Like what would things be like if I had done this differently and could change my future or my present, right? But that's the thing. If you go back and change something, it's going to have a butterfly effect to the point where, do you ever really go back in time? Are you ever even really born? Are the circumstances that lead to you going back in time going to be present at all? And if that's the case, did you ever go back in time? If you didn't go back in time because you've changed it, then you never went back in time to change it, and it just keeps going on. So it's like, it doesn't make sense. Like time travel in stories to me is not great. If you're not somebody who thinks too deeply about it, if you're somebody who can take it at surface level, you just like the outcome, that's cool. Like I don't sit there and say people are stupid for liking time travel. If that's something you enjoy as a plot element, that's awesome. Like, again, that's one of those things where when you find a good book that has it, excuse me, and it meets your expectations for what you want in a good story, awesome. Like, I applaud that. But for me personally, I can't not think about it. You know, it's like Kyle Larson and our friend were watching like a time travel show. I don't remember. Timeless? What was that? Huh? Might have been Timeless. And they're going back and like changing things all the time. And it's like, oh, we're sensing a change in the timeline. Well, how would you do that? How would you do that? Your records would change. How would you recognize a change in the timeline? You know, oh, they went back in time, so you've got to go back in time and stop them from changing time, and that's going to change time. And it's like, what? None of that makes sense. Let's see here. Isn't that like back? No, I already read that. Yeah, I don't get that kind actually. What kind? The perpetuating time or the changing time, Erla? Yeah, that's how Star Wars does it, which I think is the only good way to. Star Wars has time travel? How can you go back in time to save your own life from the future? Right. You never would have, but that's where they get into like, well, you know, if we think about this just a little bit farther to appease people, alternate dimensions. Well, okay, now you've just completely abandoned whatever dimension you were in before for yourself. You didn't like your own personal choices or something, or things that happened to you or whatever, so you're abandoning an entire dimension for your own sake? Like, okay. Like, I don't know. A lot of people don't think that far into it. I can't not think that far into it. So, there's a possibility at one point of altering time, but we don't see it happen, so don't know if it was always meant to happen or is a lie. Ugh. Well, Stallions, I think the show Dark does time travel very well, but you'll never watch it, so we can't argue about it. Oh, okay, gotcha, Emmys. I want to see a time travel movie written by Orrinn now. It would literally be... Like, again, first of all, I'm not a fan, but it would be, I guess as an exercise, it would be interesting, but they would be perpetuating time, not changing it. You would never have a time travel story from Orrinn where they are changing time. So that was kind of the cool thing about what happened in Harry Potter, is the trio, as they're first going through that stretch of time, right? They don't specifically witness things directly that their future selves coming back in time participated in, right? And so it's their perception of what happened that informs the reader's perception of what happens the first time through. And then they go back in time and you see what happens. And some people, I think, still will imagine that they're changing things, but they're not really. It's actually, the story really shows that they are making happen the things that actually happened and their even at the time that their earlier selves went through, they didn't change anything from that. It was all perspective, and so they perpetuated time. They didn't change. They changed nothing. But there needed to be a level of action, right? Like, okay, you have to go back in time to perpetuate time. So it's kind of the idea that, like, if you're going to time travel, you are always going to time travel. You circumstantially, you will come to a point where you have to time travel, perpetuate time. Time is a loop. I enjoy all the time travel things, even if they don't make sense. Yeah, that's fair, Early. I don't blame you. Yeah. That makes sense. What about doing a slingshot around a star to go to the past and bring back a pair of humpback whales to save Earth? Listen, Heather, as a kid, too, like, the time travel stuff, it was kind of like Back to the Future when I watched that Star Trek movie. It was kind of like Back to the Future. It was like the age at which that I watched that, I could just kind of take it a little more at surface level. And just have fun with it. And that's the thing. I feel like even not Star Trek, Back to the Future, I don't even think they're really trying to take the time travel part of it that seriously. But yeah. Like, no joke, I'm curious now. So weird. I feel left. So weird. I left and came back to the exact conversation. Well, did you leave and then come back 2 minutes later? Because there's a good chance. Have you seen the Butterfly Effect movie? It was scary. I don't remember. That was with Ashton Kutcher, right? Oh boy, my head exploded. Yeah. Time Travel. Time Machine by H.G. Wells is also a great take on it. The books, not the movies. Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't read that. Now I have a question. Doesn't Endgame not count as time travel and more of dimensional traveling? Yes. And, like, that's the thing. I actually had a community redemption. I refused to watch Endgame for the longest time. We're in ads, so I'll wait a minute. How am I supposed to do this? Lars just said, you wait for ads to play the game. I'm gonna jump there. Am I supposed to go this way? I feel like I am. But how? Oh, I think I go around the back. Welcome back from the ad. So CCB said, now I have a question. Doesn't Endgame not count as time travel and more of dimensional traveling? Yeah, it's almost kind of like they do jump to different dimensions. I'm not a fan of that in comics either. I really, really don't like parallel dimensions. I don't mind differing dimensions in stories as much, but parallel dimensions that are all still like, oh, this is Earth number 2036 and there's an infinite number of them because they're all split by everybody's choices. Like, what? I don't like that much either. I'm not a fan, but that's kind of the idea. And actually, I refused to watch Endgame for the longest time. And then Gusty asked something about, like, could we watch it together? And we did a community challenge, raised the points very quickly, and we watched Endgame together while, you know, it's like I streamed. We all watched Endgame separately. I didn't broadcast the actual movie, and we talked about it and everything. And I think overall, Endgame was a pretty good movie. I liked a lot of aspects of it, but I did say, like, honestly, the parallel dimension jumping, sort of time travel-esque type of things within that, I'm still not a fan. It didn't convince me that plot element was awesome. But I do think overall the movie was good. So I like looping ones or ones where the future changes from your time travel, but I don't like alternate dimensions. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I don't even like it where it's like, you change anything. Changing the second you change anything, merely your presence would change things, right? Like even talk about on a, you know, like molecular scale or whatever, like just you being there, your presence would change things if you didn't exist there at the time twice already. And so it's like the butterfly effect of that is, yeah, I mean, at what point then do you actually get to the point where you go back in time? Yes, in Rebels, but I don't want to spoil with details. Gotcha. Yeah, I really wish, I think in the Legends books at some point they try to bring in time travel with the Force too, and I'm like, don't try. That's power creep. That's like, oh, we've been doing the Force for so long and we need it to do something super epic cool for, you know, the finale of our book or whatever to solve this problem that, you know, whatever. And I'm like, power creep to the point where you're doing time travel. Yeah, nah, no thanks. I mean, most people would abandon pretty much everything for their own benefit. I don't know, I wouldn't. I think especially too, being like a father and a husband, I feel like my choices, good and bad, have led me to this point where I have a wife I love. I have 2 amazing kids. You know, I'm not rich by any means, but I'm content. I don't need to be rich to be content. And so it's like I went through stuff that was tough and it was hard. But I wouldn't change it now because that's how wisdom is built. If we could go back and change every problem we ever had, we wouldn't build wisdom. We would just get what we wanted. We'd be spoiled children into adulthood. So to me, that's where it's like, okay, this is an opportunity with the right perspective to build wisdom. And you've essentially negated that if you go back and change it, you know? So I wouldn't. If given the choice, I wouldn't. If I go home, am I abandoning the rest of the world if I never leave? Is it that bad? If I go home, am I abandoning the rest of the world if I never leave? Is it that bad? I don't think you are abandoning the rest of the world. You're still in it. You still have to interact with it to some degree. And I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's still people who care about you or would notice if you left and never came back. So it's like Marty's family originally in Back to the Future was in a pretty rough place and they'd made some bad decisions and they kind of wallowed in it. You know what I mean? It's not having a better perspective and growing with wisdom, growing in wisdom with that, right? It's this wallowing in sort of despair of a woe is us. But did they love Marty and did they actually care about him? Yeah, I think so overall. And essentially, if we're talking other dimensions, like him splitting off to another dimension, which I don't think is what they're doing in Back to the Future. I think they're changing time. You've now abandoned those people. So we're talking time travel. This is my shocked face. I know, right? So they think something bad happened, but it didn't. Talking about HP. Yes, CCP. Yeah. Yes. So what they see isn't the full picture. They assume something bad happens when in actuality, they had already gone back in time. Their other selves were there already. And they were solving, you know, they were addressing the problem. And just the characters the first time going through that time frame didn't notice. They didn't know. So they assumed based on their perspective and the limited information that they had. Call Ripley's. So they made happen the things that happened at the time they were happening, but after they had happened to them, but also before they went back to make them happen. Yeah. But Harry was going to die, and then future him saves him, so it confuses me, but I enjoyed the movie anyway. Right. And so Harry thinks it's his dad, right? But it wasn't his dad. It was him. And that's even proof to show it was perpetuating time. He sees himself. He's not, his vision is blurred. He's essentially being mentally, magically attacked. And he's losing even physical resolve. And he assumes, based on what he can perceive, that it was someone else, when actually it was him the whole time, because he always went back in time. Sounds like time for a snack. Yeah, Yoshi, that's fair. Just think, if I hadn't saved me, I wouldn't have been alive to save me. Yeah. Left and came back 2 minutes earlier. Fix that for you. Lol, no. I got ads right as you were talking about Endgame. Oh, CCB. Missed it by that much. I am way, way, way behind. I'm gonna jump a little bit ahead. I never saw the one. That's cool. That's cool that you like it. That works.
Set up. Hope Marin can
yeah, I wouldn't go back and change anything because I love my baby too much. Yeah, I just look at it as like it's the same thing in stories. I feel like you start negating character growth if you start messing with time, because the purpose really of messing with time overall. I love the little stormtrooper, son of a biscuit, the sayings. But yeah, the purpose of time travel comes from that sort of human feeling of, gosh, if I could go back and change this, right? Oh, to leave an attack. Screwing that up.
I'm in bad shape, buddy.
So that, I mean, really, that's kind of, when people do that, that's kind of the purpose. It's also to be like an interesting plot point, but that's where I think it derives from. Oh. Hi. An intruder? Yeah, and to quote Han Solo, that's not how the Force works. One of the only memorable lines from the non-existing sequels. Yeah. You said you haven't watched Ahsoka, right? I'd be curious to know your thoughts on it if you do. Yeah, I haven't gotten there. I haven't really watched Clone Wars, and I haven't watched Rebels, and I would kind of like to get through that with my family before I watch Ahsoka. I think the idea of time travel in alternate dimensions has just been oversaturated over the last 10 years. I mean, it's used a lot. And again, like, I get it. I get the psychology of why it keeps coming up and why it's an element. But in stories, and why even people like it, because it's a, you know, it's a fantasy essentially, right? But just for me, I can't not think it to death. Like I'm like, yeah, this, it just doesn't make sense to me. Just doesn't make sense to me. I don't like it. Delete's post I started to write about my issue with the Prisoner of Azkaban movie so as to not get him even more started. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, the books are way better than the movies, hands down. I love the little stormtrooper son of a biscuit. Hey, look, he took the flying track after all. Well, that's one way to get rid of that trooper. It sure was. He did take the flying track after all. I love it. Ooh, I see what they did there. Trixie. Trixie.
Who do you think got picked to pilot the new drill? That thing has the pilot. Well, how do we sign up? I think the sign-ups are closed.
Not a force. Jedi Ninja Warrior. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be the very best. You fulfilled his dream of becoming a TIE pilot. For a brief moment. A brief moment. Is that just if I fall? What? Now I wonder what's down there. It was just too far. Yeah, yep, the time travel one always, I mean, it's an interesting discussion. And I think, like, it would definitely have to be if I ever did a podcast, it would have to be, son of a biscuit, no! It would have to be a discussion point, right? But, just because I'm so fervent about it. But again, like, I hope people understand, too, that I don't fault them for enjoying time travel as a story element. It's just not my jam. It's just not my jam. What was the point of that?
Hello there.
Hey, Thesphere, how are you? What's going on?
I need a stim.
The one is basically about someone who kills other versions of himself, so he's the only him in all the parallel universes. But as there are less versions left, the remaining ones get more powerful, so he would be a god amongst men. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I kind of remember something about that. I think I've, once again, I think I've read of that. I'm so not going to start this game over again. I keep restarting because I forget what I was doing. So you're not going to? I thought you were just saying a little bit ago you needed to. What's not your jam? Time travel as a plot element. Those son of a biscuit moments are great tonight. Holy rock clipping Batman. It's true. The Force allows me to not only time travel and teleport, but it also allows me to not cut ropes, not miss twice. Oh, that's how you get back. Okay. But it also allows me to clip through rocks. Orrinn thinks I'm dumb and illiterate for liking time travel. I do not, Emmys. I think you're awesome.
Incredible.
Emmys, I appreciate you. I value you.
Reducing it to rubble.
I really do. I love you being a part of this community. I love when you come in and talk with me. Can you explain Harry saving his own life once more? I really don't get it. Okay, so for anybody who doesn't want Harry Potter spoilers, which at this point I'm thinking we're good, but cover your ears or mute it for a minute. I'll wave my hand when I'm done. The lightsaber can cut through just about anything, provided you actually hit it. Yeah, exactly. I'm back. Are we still talking about time travel? Sort of, CCB, sort of. So, Aralai, here's the deal. Here's what went down with all of that, okay? Harry, the first time, we'll call it Harry 1.0, because, or Harry 1, right? Because it's the first time he goes through that stretch of time, right? Harry 1 ends up on the banks of the lake with the Dementors closing in, their powers being exerted over him, right? And he is losing consciousness. His vision is blurry. He is not at full faculty, right? And all of a sudden, he sees a Patronus. And across the lake, from where he can tell the Patronus is coming from, he spots someone who looks very like him. Now, considering at that point, he has no idea that time travel is possible. He has no idea that Hermione has a time turner readily available. His brain he's not seeing clearly. He's not even full faculty, right? So he's not thinking clearly. And his brain is filling in the pieces of what he sees. Now, the only thing reasonable to him, even though his dad is dead, he's had situations already where sort of he's seen his dad, right? And he doesn't know those limitations or anything either. He sees someone across the lake that looks like, to him, looks like his dad, right? That's what he assumes. I saw my dad. And Hermione's like, well, Harry, he's dead, you know? And he's like, I know. I'm just telling you what I saw, right? But his perception, he's only going on what he perceives and what he's filling in, right? Based on the limited information he has. Once they go back in time, so at that point already, they have gone back in time. At that point already, you can assume they were always going to go back in time because he's already saved himself, right? So then, later on, Dumbledore suggests you need to go back in time. Dumbledore probably already recognizes what's going on here. And I can even explain what some of my theories are for how I think he knows. But Dumbledore suggests he knows Hermione has a time turner. He suggests go back in time. But I think he knows they have to go back in time, right? They're going to go back in time. This is going to happen this way. So they go back in time, and everything that they do already happened when Harry 1 went through that timeline. That space of time. So when Harry's standing on the banks waiting for someone else to jump out and save him, he realizes it wasn't my dad. I saw me. I saw me. And then he jumps out there and he casts the Patronus and it sends all the Dementors away. And he's confident he can do it because I thought the movie, this part sort of made sense in the movie. I think they explained that pretty easily with the line in the movie of, I knew I could do it because I'd already done it. Does that make sense? And so it's like he can go out there confidently knowing I can cast this Patronus because he knows he already did it. So it's perpetuated time. They moved in a line, they looped back around, and they lived through that stretch of time doing different actions, but not different from what already happened. They changed nothing. They did absolutely everything that already happened. They were going to do. It was going to happen. Is that any clearer? I don't know if that's any clearer, but... Well, on the bright side, we walked 50 meters in the game. Lufi, go back to your own channel. I tell you that here. I need to continue it or not start all over. Gotcha, that's our, yeah. Lightsaber, oh man, that was so funny. And we will have been a few minutes before now too. Harry 2 is the one who met Sally. Harry 3 was the judge on Night Court. It wasn't until Harry 4. Custy. You could say we're in the endless loop. Yeah. I mean, it's not endless. They don't continue to go back in time, right? But yeah, it's... Now the question is teleporting dying and the birth of a copy? No. No. Barf. Yep. Harry 2 is the one who saved Harry 1. But they're really all the same Harry. He's just re-experiencing the same stretch of time, doing different things, but those different things than what Harry 1 was doing still occurred in tandem. Like, they still happened at the same time, and they were going to happen that way. They did happen that way. They didn't go back and change anything. They perpetuated what was happening. Oh, you could say we're in an endless loop, yeah. Now the question is, oh, no, I'm not reading that again, no. Isn't that Star Trek being broken down and reconstituted in another location? Yeah, I think they've said that. Dumbledore probably like, sure, Harry, it's probably what you think it is. Yeah, I think time loops are dumb. I feel like there should have to be a first time. There is. He goes through the stretch of time first, but but even if you're changing things, you're still going back and being there in tandem with the person, with your version of you or your past self going through that stretch of time the first time. So I don't know. Yeah, yep, I much prefer portals. It's just he would be dead before he could go back, but I slightly get it maybe. Yeah, well, that's the thing. If he didn't go back in time and he didn't go through those motions in that time frame a second time, yeah, he would have had his soul sucked out. So he didn't change anything. He survived because he was always going to go back in time and save himself. He didn't change anything. Hey, have a good night, Death Star. Take it easy, buddy. So yeah, that's the thing. That's perpetuating time, not changing it.
Mischief managed.
Hey, take it easy, the spear. Have a good one. Oh, I can't talk. Your explanation is making me start questioning if I actually like book 3. What? Why? Doesn't teleportation, like described in Star Trek, just killing you and creating a new clone with your memories? I think they've said that before, and I hate that too. I absolutely hate that.
Watch out! It's the Jedi! Fire!
Oh, it's such a great lightsaber form. Oh, it's so good.
Come from? Watch out!
Blah. You dead. You dead.
Look at this.
Ooh, that's kind of cool. Can I interact with that? I sure can't. Oh man, the time travel, that's the topic that always, because again, I think that's a topic that many people enjoy. Many people enjoy that as a plot element. And again, I don't blame you. I get it. I get it. I get where it's fun. I get how people like the fantasy element of the idea of going back in time and changing things on a psychological level. Like, I get it. It just doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work for me. How conflicted would you be if Brando Sando incorporated time travel into a novel? I would still read it, but I don't think just because Brandon did it that I would like it any better. I don't think Brandon doing time travel would make me like time travel any more. What, Allie? No, I mean, like, could I, it's like Prisoner of Azkaban. Could I say like, oh yeah, maybe I like how he did this all right enough. Maybe it would lead to an interesting development or something like that. Like, I think he thinks about things really in depth when he's writing them and what the repercussions are and like what effect that would have. So like, I don't know. But I don't think even Brandon Sanderson putting in time travel would make me appreciate it as a plot element. So, because it's not against anyone and their writing and what they're trying to do in their story or whatever. It's just, I don't like it personally as a plot element. Where am I supposed to go? I need to get through that doorway. So like, I don't think I'd be super thrilled about it, but I don't think I'd be conflicted either. He has incorporated time travel, but it wasn't really time travel. It was dimensional travel. Spiritual realm. All time exists at the same moment in the spiritual realm, or time is fluid in the spiritual realm, I guess, but really for the most part, you can't get there. I don't think there's been any like going back in time though. Like, people haven't actually gone back in time in that. Certain characters are able to not experience tons of forward moving time. Unstoppable force 0, immovable object 1. It's true. If a drummer went back in time and played the drums again, that would be repercussion. Gusty, amazing. I like Dune's version of interstellar travel and time dilation. They just rip a hole through time and space. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I definitely, so it's interesting because, you know, talking about why I don't like time travel, but I'm totally good with Star Wars version of hyperspace, which is actually, if hyperspace were possible, which I don't think it is, I don't think we're going to meet or exceed the speed of light.
Gotta hurry.
Stupid. I'm so dumb.
Can't hide forever.
But it's like, you know, for everything that I'm annoyed with about time travel, I'm okay with Star Wars hyperspace. Love it. Well, it's all personal preference stuff, you know what I mean? I love how Dune handles it. Yeah. No, non-Cosmere in the Frugal Wizard's Handbook. Yeah. That is dimensional jumping for sure. But that's yeah, and it's a little more like, I liked Frugal Wizard's Handbook, but that's not the part of it that I liked. So that's not the part of it that I liked. Because they were sort of parallel, like they were sort of parallel and sort of weren't. It was strange. He didn't dive too much into it, you know what I mean? He left it kind of vague. You're not dumb. It also took me 10 minutes to find that crack in that wall. Okay, good. Thanks.
You know what to do. Sanctuary to all who seek it. Sounds too good to be true.
What if BD didn't know what to do? The destination and the beginning. Upon crossing the temple threshold, travelers are invited to meditate upon their pilgrimage before embarking upon their next journey. Who? Wait, how many Dunes are there? I just watched the second reboot one. 2 movies, but there are, how many books? 5 or 6?
Pilgrim Sanctuary should prove a worthy location for the safe house.
Its proximity to the archive is ideal.
And with a bit of your slicing, this temple could once again provide safe haven for those who need it most.
I saw an anime with time travel that really annoyed me. They sent letters back in time to get their friend to date a guy who was going to end his own life. Otherwise, but in the original timeline, she was married to her best friend and had a baby. Yeah, that annoys me too. Like, again, unfortunately, bad stuff happens. Unfortunately, there are things that if, you know, we imagine if we could, we would take back. But for me, really, I think these are the things that shape us, and it sucks. And I think sometimes we feel like that, like these things are happening just to me, and it's a very individual thing. And it's like, no, these things happen across the world, to a lot of people, and they're not going to stop. And, you know, there's bad things, there's good things. And I mean, if you go back and change something, you're changing the good things too. You're changing your own character growth, you know? And so, I don't know. Just not a fan. Actually, there are over 20 Dune books. Are there really? Holy cow. Orrinn watching turtles in a pond. My son says, look, it's swimming toward us. I said, no, it's a turtle, not a toward us. Dayjock, awesome. Dayjock, how are you? What's going on? His son continued the series. Oh, that's right. Yeah, but I didn't think I didn't realize there were that many. 26 books if you count his son's stuff. I don't. Ignore them, yeah. I gotta go to work. Catch you later. Hey, take it easy, Airline. Have a good night. The baby is more important than the other guy. Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, that's a whole, that is a whole discussion that we probably don't need to get into here, but yeah, I think an argument could be made for that. Importance and worth and things like that too. It's like, I don't know, man. Yeah, that's the thing. I could tell you guys all the crap that happened to me when I was younger.
Slytherin.
And how in some ways my life may have been, and you're never guaranteed that, right? Other things would have happened if those things didn't, that would shape my path. But like, you know, all the crap that happened to me, yeah, was it tough to go through? It absolutely was. But would I be the person I am right now if I didn't go through them? Absolutely, probably not. Absolutely not. Those things shaped me. And now I have experience and wisdom. It's even like, you know, you guys know I love my injury stories. You could even say that's sort of almost like a little, you know, that's almost like a metaphor for even the internal change and progression that happens. You know, it's like my thumb gets smashed. Do I wish it would have gotten smashed? No, I don't. It sucked. Have I come to terms with it? Yeah, I have. Have I learned to live with it? Is it perfect? Do I sometimes miss my thumb being how it was before? Absolutely. But it happened. I can't change it. I've learned to live with it. And it shapes you. Now, something like that doesn't shape you as much as something more like emotionally or whatever, but you know, interpersonally and, you know, interpersonal things and things like that. But these things shape us into the people we are. And we have decisions to make when those things happen, and even beyond them, as to how we're going to look at those things, how we're going to react to them, and then what we're going to do going forward, right? And that's character growth. And it's character growth in real life, and it's character growth in stories as well. So I kind of feel like when characters are like changing things in the past and stuff, you know, there's technical problems with that, but it's also, are you negating personal growths by this? But I don't think they take that into consideration as much. I think it's the main element is time travel. We're changing the past. Penguins produce an oil that helps their feathers retain heat. That means the oily bird gets the warm. I love it. Do you look these up or do you come up with them? Fate decided that Orrinn lived long enough to get married despite all the times he put himself in dangerous situations. I know, right? Things happen and you have to learn from them. That's Orrinn's rule of thumb. Oh my gosh, Gusty, I love it. We should quote that. Amish, I love being shaped. Hey, what's up, Mrs. Buggy? How are you? Mrs. Amish and Big Buggy. No, wait. Access to a huge database, network of size and puns. Oh my gosh, amazing, Dayjock. I love it. Thank you so much. Sanctuary revived. Decades ago, Pilgrim's Sanctuary was a refuge for those seeking safe harbor. Now, Seer Junda and Eno Cordova have repurposed the space to provide a new sanctuary for associates of the Hidden Path. Nice. Nice. Mrs. Amish and Big Buggy. No, wait. I love it. Show me more Jedi scrolls. Big Buggy.
Let's stop.
Oh, that's a good idea. It's 11:51. I'm tired. I gotta get up at 7. I gotta go back into the office tomorrow. Boo. Boo. So, yeah. So we should probably stop too. I love these discussions, you guys.
Mischief managed.
Thank you so much for coming and talking with me. I got the two of you confused. It's been a long day, right? Boo what, low tier? Boo! What, The Office or or me ending stream? I can understand both. Hey, what up, Fat Beard? How you doing, buddy? What's going on, man? Oh yeah, I was booing with you about The Office. Yeah, it's still I've been my father-in-law says I've been spoiled, and he's right. 5 years of working from home all the time, and I just hate it. I really think it's kind of pointless. I literally think I am made to go into an office because they pay for a building. That's what I think it is. We have team members in Canada, so we still have to have people virtual in meetings. It works. I've done virtual meetings for 5 years. I've done virtual trainings that I facilitated for 5 years. It works. It's fine. I have to pay gas and deal with traffic and waste at least an hour of my day just in getting ready and traveling. For what? To do the same job at work that I do at home? It drives me nuts. I don't know. I feel like in some ways I need to get over it, but like it just bugs me. I really don't like it. I am such a homebody. I'm totally good being at home and not being in an office. So, and like literally my team is so quiet. We sit next to each other and we still message each other. We very rarely turn and actually ask in person. Very rarely. So we're still using chat at our desks in the office when we sit next to each other. What's the point? Oh, they're paying for a building, so they need your button seats. So they have a reason for having a building. Oh, okay. Oh, and for the extroverts who need to see people, I guess. I don't know. I want to be like, well, y'all have fun hanging out at work. Have fun hanging out at work. 'Cause I'm there to work and not hang out. Gonna be a long month this week. I gotta head off. Thanks for the great chats. Yeah, Lufi, thanks for coming in, man. Take it easy, buddy. That's exactly what it is. It is. It is. They have a building. They have a building. They don't want to sell the building. They're proud of the building. Right? Are they going to be able to sell it? But it's because they have a building and they don't want to give the building up. And yeah. Yep. I told my wife that there is no reason for her to be in the office when her supervisor is in another state. That'll be for real. For real. Yeah. Yeah, I have a coworker in Canada, on the west coast of Canada. What's the point? I work better at home personally. Yeah, me too. Better hardware, chair, comfort, and I'm an introverted person. I just get more done in solitude. We actually, so my old company, my old role, you know, I did all the reporting and everything. I was kind of an admin, and I did all the reporting. And my boss, who's a little bit on the extroverted side, and really was like kind of she wasn't like a micromanager, but she definitely liked to be able to go up to people's desks and, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? Let's have this little personal chat or whatever, you know what I mean? And it really wigged her out when we first started working from home during the pandemic. And she hated it. And she really expected that all of our numbers were going to plummet, that people were going to get home and they weren't going to have the same kind of integrity in their work, and they were going to slack off. And running the numbers, especially over months of being at working at home, absolutely proved that our productivity actually went up a little bit. We were working better at home than we were in the office. Because even though there's like distractions at home too, for sure, let me tell you about all the distractions I had in the office. And it absolutely was because people could walk up to my desk. And when people can't walk up to your desk, suddenly I can just chat with you and multitask, or you're going to be less likely to reach out to me for dumb stuff that doesn't have anything to do with work, or you could figure it out a little bit more on your own. I mean, you're sort of putting a barrier there that they have to work a little bit harder to get your attention and communicate. And so because of that, it wasn't harder to do, but you're just adding you're adding a layer there. And because of that, like suddenly I'm not being chatted at all the time by the lady down the row who thinks I'm not giving her fair amounts of work compared to everybody else, when every day I would show her my spreadsheet showing I actually gave everybody else more work because she couldn't stay caught up. So it's, there's so much crap like that. Like, but anyway, we absolutely, our productivity went up, and it didn't go up like a ton, but it went up a noticeable amount once we started working from home. And even there was one lady on my team who was an extreme extrovert, and when we first started working from home, she cried. She would call me all the time, Matt, I don't know if I could do this and everything. She crying, right? And after a few months of doing it, we all took a survey, and she was like, I absolutely don't want to go back into the office. She found other ways to get her social time outside of work, right? Her productivity went up a little bit. She was a great worker anyways, but her productivity went up a little bit. And after a few months of doing it, she was like, yeah, I don't want to go back in the office. I want to work from home. This is better. That was the extrovert. What's up, Elia? How are ya? Where's the boss at? They have salespeople that have to work from the office, so it wouldn't be fair for all of them to have to be in the office, and the billers get to stay at home. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. There were people in my old company that there was like a mail room. There were like a building that handled all the ingoing and outgoing mail. They had to work on site because their job required it. And that's the explanation, right? This is a job that requires you to be in a building. You have to physically be there. Everybody else doesn't. Why are we spending so much? Like, our company president got on too and said, like, after a year of working at home, and was like, the amount of money that we're spending just from, like, we don't have the cafeteria running. We don't have to pay for toilet paper. We're not using water. We're not using electricity. We're saving so much money not having you in the office. And at one point they were considering, I think, renting out or selling the building. Because they're like, we're saving so much money not having your butts in seats. And our productivity's gone up. Where's the con? Where's the con? Statistically, if 5% or more, it's considered significant. Yeah, that's fair, Fatbeard. Yeah. I don't remember what the percentage was. I think we calculated it at the time. I don't remember what it was, but it was a noticeable increase in productivity on average. If we looked at the last 3 years compared to what we were doing once we worked at home, it was, and we could see the trend continue. It was more productive. Who said, I see you skipping over my reality check. I don't think I saw it. At least you're allowed to be hybrid. Yeah, that's fair. I'm forced to use PTO to not be in the office. Mandatory every single day. And I wish that one guy would message me instead of turning a 2-word answer into a 14-minute conversation. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I'm appreciative of that, but in some ways it's almost like salt in the wound. Like, I get to work from home 2 days and now I got to be in the office. But yeah, I get that. That's a reality check I already have, but it doesn't change the fact that I think it's dumb. So, and I don't think I need to be there. I'm doing all right, just making it through each day. Yeah. Sometimes that's all we can do. But 5% productivity uniformity doesn't mean much when they start losing so much money in office real estate. Yeah, so like I think just before they laid us all off, which I think that was sort of related to everything going on, the company had said that they were going to start having people work back in the office, come back in the office, which actually was it was scheduled for right after the layoffs or the firings of the 2,400 people they let go. And that, I think, coincided with they cut a deal with BlackRock. BlackRock suddenly had all of our 401ks and things like that. We were going to transition to BlackRock. What's BlackRock? BlackRock's portfolio is 23% commercial real estate. Huh. Wonder why they'd want us back in the office. Orrinn turns 2-word answers into 14-minute conversations multiple times every stream. It's true. But you're here willingly. Unlike the coworker that shows up and you don't get to decide whether you want to have a conversation necessarily or not. Yeah, hashtag coworkers, right? I'm just getting by as well. I don't know what I'm good at to know what different job to get. I mean, sometimes, Durgo, you just go apply.
Dumptis?
I mean, there's been times where I'm like, I don't know what job to get, and I just went and applied for stuff, and if it doesn't work out, you keep applying and looking for something else. It happens. I mean, like, I'm good at writing. Everyone expected me to be a writer or a writing teacher. It's what I initially started college to do. I don't do that. I mean, I've just learned to use skills and kept pushing myself to learn new skills in the current environment I end up being in. I mean, at one point I was manual labor, I was blue collar, hurt my back and end up in an office. I'd never worked in an office before. You just kind of, you look until something's, you look and you work and hopefully find contentment, but also you have to try to be content, right? Doesn't mean you can't look for anything else or, you know, jump on an opportunity, but contentment is something you can find as well. Yes, I'm still here willingly. Or am I? I paid Gusty from one of those links. Best viewers. 2 years, 6 months, 27 days. Wow. Well, Durgo, I mean, that's the thing. Then, I mean, I always think of it this way. If I'm not content in it, I've got to look at my perspective. And I've got to look at, is this worth staying in then? And if not, then, you know, I'm going to look for something else. But, and I mean, like, too, like, I can look and say, having to go into the office, I think that's part of a character flaw with me that's coming into play with that. Do I think it's stupid on a logistics level to continue doing that? Yeah, in a way. But my problem with it is me. That's me. That's not anybody or anything else. So. BlackRock sounds like a comic book evil organization. Well, that's the thing, Emmys. It's kind of a real world evil organization. Google them. BlackRock is an IRL evil organization. Yeah, yep. I guess they chose a fitting name. They sure did. All right, you guys, it's 12:05. Thank you so much for coming in, hanging with me. Really appreciate all the conversation. You guys are awesome. I will see you guys tomorrow night. We'll see what we're playing, but yeah, just like Vanguard. Yeah, they're all sort of cahootish. Yeah, take it easy, Emmys. Have a great night. Lucky Tomahawk, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. How are you? I'm actually just heading out. Sorry. I need to get some sleep, so I wasn't feeling very good tonight, and I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night, so. Raid, gotta go another half hour. You wish, Gusty. You wish. I appreciate that, though, bud. Battle Beef, take it easy. Good getting to talk to you. Good getting to know you. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take it easy. Hope you have a great day. See ya. And music.